Welcome to ClusterCast, going it alone together. I'm Kevin, founder of the Cluster co-working and event space in Summertown, mostly winging it with enthusiasm, questionable choices and industrial strength imposter syndrome. After starting my business solo, the advice of other going it alone entrepreneurs kept me sane, so I'm chatting to Oxford's indie business heroes. It's cheaper than therapy and far more fun. Join me as we trade stories, compare battle scars and revel in the joyful chaos of building something from nothing, together, even when we pretend we're doing it alone. So we are now on episode 7 of the ClusterCast. I can't believe we've got as far as number 7. I think that's a holy number. I don't know. Anyway. So, and today I have Beth Kirk from Socially Oxford here. And I always like to ask people how we met, because we haven't known each other that long.
No.
It feels like forever, probably for you. But tell us a bit about how we met, and then tell us a bit about you and about Socially Oxford, just so people have an introduction to what you are and what you do. If that's okay.
Well, how did we meet? We met? We must have met.
I'm asking you because I can't remember.
We must have met here.
I think so, yeah.
It would have been here.
It was Beth Kirk who put us in touch on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yes, because you were looking for a space to start up your Oxfordshire huddle.
Yes, that's right. Gosh. And I came to marketing camp, the first ever proper campfire.
Round the fire. Yes, you did. But we'd met before that.
Had we met before that?
Yeah.
We must have done.
In the sun. Remember the sun?
Yes, we came. I came over, didn't I? And we had a good old chinwag outside.
Yeah, it was good.
And it was sunny. So that must have been last September.
About 10 years ago when the sun came out. It just keeps raining. So so that's how we met. So thanks to
we did.
Beth
And
from
that was
Camp.
through connection, I guess, mutual connection.
Yeah. And that's the kind of thing I really like, really, just, accidentally bumping into people and meeting people. So we've got 6 questions. They're all pretty straightforward, hopefully. And we're just going to whiz through them because I want people to get to know local businesses, local indie businesses, different type of businesses, service business, shops, that sort of thing. And obviously I know what you do because you've kindly helped me out on some of the stuff that you do. So, and I think it's really important for indie businesses to be engaged with what you do. Massively important. So the first question is, what was the moment you thought, right, that's it, I'm starting my own business, and where did you come from in order to do that? And tell us a bit more about Socially Oxford.
So I have a bit of I'd say it's quite a common story from a female who's had kids.
Yeah.
In that I was in proper corporate career for 18 years. And then I had a small person and all of a sudden corporate life doesn't fit. Doesn't slot round. No. And maybe it does now. Maybe corporate businesses are better, but it didn't back then.
Sad.
And I did manage to go from 5 days a week to 4 days a week.
Okay.
My husband was already commuting into London. But I was essentially doing a 5-day week job for 4 days pay.
And a new child.
And with a small person in tow. And actually it was okay for a couple of years. It was tough. And I always worked on the 5th day. So I guess I just, like many, many, many women, just got on with it. And then was thinking about adding another small person to the family. I thought, well, that's never going to work. So and at that point I'd been in soft drinks for a very long time, and it was fizzy and it was a red can. So
work it out. It's pretty
it's not difficult.
It's quite a fun quiz.
And it was amazing. It's an amazing company to work for. But I just thought, actually, I need to do something different. And I guess I was quite lucky in a way. So just had a chance to take a bit of a step back, had my second child, and then thought, okay, this being at home business doesn't really work for me that well. I love my kids, but I'm really
just not all the time.
I just need something else to do.
Yeah.
So, and I was I guess I was always thinking, actually, what am I going to do? Because I didn't want to go back to corporate, but I did want something else to do. And actually, a really good friend of mine said, "Oh, I saw this course. I reckon you might be interested in it." And actually, they don't exist now, but it was called Digital Mums, and they upskilled women into with digital marketing skills. So this is like, we're going back 10 years now.
I guess even then it was all quite relatively
it was
new.
Really, it was relatively new. Like I had a Facebook account and I had a LinkedIn profile, but that was it. And businesses, digital marketing wasn't the kind of the crux of their marketing strategy, whereas, I'd say it is for most businesses now. And I signed up to a course, and, actually it was a really amazing course. And then from there, so I qualified out of that. That was a 6-month course that was probably, I think it was maybe 15 hours a week. And I worked with a live charity, in fact, an amazing charity that I still follow now, the Food Ethics Council. And they were amazing. So I had an amazing experience on that course. Yeah. And then I came out of that, and then it was like, right, now I can go and do it for other people. But it was quite scary.
So with the course, you were able to put that into effect during the course with this Food Ethics Council?
That was actually part of the course. So you didn't just sort of learn, you actually had a live partner. So some of the peers that I studied with we all had different businesses from different walks of different sectors, if you like. And I got really lucky. I had an amazing charity, the Food Ethics Council, really small. So I was kind of like a really helpful asset to them for 3 months. And I ran a campaign for them, and it worked really well. And we really, 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 really kickstarted their Twitter. So back then it was Twitter. It was Twitter, and it was amazing.
And it was nice then.
Yeah, it was. It was great. It was the traction you could get on a retweet. It was amazing. Yeah, it was really good.
And then from that came Socially Oxford.
And then from that, it was like, okay, now I've got these skills. What do I do? And so that from that came the name Socially Oxford, which is, I guess, slightly plucked out of the air. Yeah. I would like to say there was some strategic thinking around it. It possibly wasn't, because I don't.
It's the best kind of name when it's plucked out of the air. I won't tell you how I came up with that name. But
I love the cluster; it's amazing. But I work with businesses outside of Oxford, but I've got this very Oxford-based name. But and so that from there, Social Oxford was born.
And so that was what, 10 years ago?
So that was
slightly after
2017. I finished the course, and I think I actually came up with the business name in January of 2018.
Wow, amazing! So you've been running it for sort of 6-7 years. If you could go back to the start of Socially Oxford, even before it maybe had a name, what would you tell your sort of, I guess you'd come out of corporate, so you you knew what you were doing and you understood the mechanics of business and how to run a business. But what would you tell yourself when you were going on that journey on your own? What's the piece of advice you would give yourself? Whether it's an encouragement or don't do it, or do it this way, or
I think I'd probably tell myself about a million things. Yeah. I mean, God, the mistakes you make when you run your own business, it's actually much safer being in corporate world, like way safer. But I mean, I think one of the most important things I would tell myself would be to treat each day like a new day. Because you can't, you do. Everybody has a bad day.
I have loads.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say a bit more of a sweary word there.
100%. A shit day.
But there's a lot.
I hope that was the word.
There's a lot of those in small business. Like there is, like, you have, like, you spent ages on the proposal that you send to somebody, and you really want the work, and they need you. There's a need for how you can help them, and they disappear into the into the ether, and you're just kind of a bit like, oh,
it's quite demoralising.
It's quite demoralising.
So wipe the slate clean, basically, is what you give yourself the advice. Don't carry stuff over to the following day.
Don't carry it over. Don't just develop a. You do need a thick skin. You do need a tougher skin, and those bad days will happen. I don't think I know a business owner that's totally rocking it and not having those days.
They're not real.
Well, maybe they do. Like, I want to meet them, but
I think that's probably Stephen Bartlett, but I think he just gets really edited well. But I think that's one piece of advice we haven't had. So I like the idea that at the end of the day, because also it's a full day when you're running your own business. You're doing everything, especially if you're a solopreneur. So actually, the chances of you getting something wrong are pretty high. You generally don't get things wrong for your clients, but for you, I think it's a brilliant way to learn as well.
I learn things with every client though. So obviously because I'm multi-sector, I learn things from every single client, because every every sector's got a nuance.
Yeah.
So there's no one size fits all really in any form of marketing.
Yeah.
Every sector's got nuances. So actually with every client, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting that's worked in that way here.
And with what you do, you're working across it's a specialist, so you're specialising in LinkedIn.
I am now.
And
so
other
I didn't
social
at first.
media.
Yeah, so I didn't at first. So I worked multi-platforms for various different clients. So I did a lot of work on Instagram in the early days with some creative style of businesses.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I mean, I guess it probably played quite well at the time. The first brand I ever worked with was like a startup organic baby, like
It's
mum and baby
now.
product
Yeah.
brand. But then probably about 3 years ago, I'd had a lot of advice from lots of people saying, oh, you like, why don't I see you more on LinkedIn? And I'd run campaigns on LinkedIn pages and I had my own profile, but it wasn't my priority platform.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were saying to me, it's really weird that I don't, I feel like that would be your natural home.
Yeah.
And I sort of decided, I was like, actually, like, why am I doing this? And, actually, would I be much better off to kind of niche down into B2B and into LinkedIn?
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, my business income massively changed.
Note to self. I must take your advice. It doesn't work if you don't take your advice. Sorry. And I think that's interesting for a lot of small businesses because they don't. I think they are starting to engage with LinkedIn, but I think they're not engaging with it enough. I think the larger platforms like Instagram, like X, they've sort of done all the advertising and pushed people towards them. But I know I want to improve over the next 12 months, let's say 15 months. Tomorrow, yeah. And I'd like to see this sort of impact, and I think that you're right. I will see an impact. So let's. Oh, sorry, did I interrupt you there?
Wow.
Go on.
No, I was just going to. No, you carry on.
Oh, no, you can't do that. I'm really intrigued now. That's not fair.
I was just going to tell you why I love LinkedIn because I just think I think the platforms like Instagram and maybe Facebook, or definitely Pinterest, the creative platforms, they're really appealing because they're creative. They're very fun and they feel a bit more relaxed. And I think this is one of the misconceptions around LinkedIn that I'm kind of on a bit of a mission to bust, if you like, is that it is businessy, it is more formal, and for some people it really gives them the ick.
Yeah.
But actually, it's really, when you get it right, it's
but also
really
you can
powerful.
get away with quite a lot on it. I mean,
you
within reason,
you
and you can be yourself.
Yeah,
but everybody's like, oh, I need to be this polished, perfect business,
no,
sort of power suit, but you don't.
No, you just bring your personality to it, and actually that makes you stand out.
Fingers crossed. I will do it. So we're gonna whiz through a couple of others. So what does a really good day look like for Socially Oxford, and equally on the flip side of that, unfortunately, what does a really bad day look like?
So a really good day would be probably me doing a mix of stuff, I guess. So I do really like going out doing in-person networking. Yeah. So
you're really good at that.
Yeah. So I do. I really enjoy it. I think there's a lot of value in in-person connection. I actually went to an event in London yesterday, and the theme of the panel was connection.
Okay.
And it was just talking about, actually when you walk into a room of people, it isn't about selling your stuff. It's actually about building and deepening relationships.
Yeah.
And that is, you can do that online. You definitely can do that online if you kind of know tactically how to do it. But actually, the value of doing that in person is amazing. So it would maybe be a bit of that. It would then probably be working on some client work. So I've got an existing client that I work for a couple of days a week, but then I also have. I then also see and work with other clients more on a training basis or for a shorter period of time. Yeah. So I might be doing work for them. I might be preparing, researching sectors.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I might be updating my own training materials because obviously everything is always changing. Yeah. And I guess that's something that I kind of own is that if I'm specializing in a platform, then I'm really up to speed with it. And what else would be a good day? I think also just getting some time to, be in my emails and responding to clients and having discovery calls. And,
there's so many priorities though. It's intense. And I think actually you're right though, the connecting part of it even getting to an email and actually being able to speak to someone as opposed to putting a quote together or researching, or I really enjoy that sort of one-to-one connection, even though it's behind a screen. But yeah. And what does a bad day look like?
So a bad
Getting
day,
stuck on a train.
Yeah. So yesterday, missing all of my train connections. A bad day would be, and I have had one of these recently, would be a day when, you've got two discovery calls planned. One person just disappears on you, doesn't even explain why they've not turned up to the discovery
on the actual
call.
Day.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
Which, I mean, I've had things happen multiple times like that over the years, and politeness costs nothing. No. It's perfectly okay to change your mind. Yeah. I also spend a lot of time sometimes on business proposals that just don't get acknowledged. Yeah. And again, I understand if people want to say no.
But just say no.
But just say, just explain.
Just say it, yeah.
On the flip side, I had a lovely phone call from a business owner recently where I'd done the proposal, we talked. I probably felt it was 95% in the bag. Yeah. And then she phoned, but it was a no, but she explained. Yeah. And I was like, do you know what? It's absolutely fine.
But again, that's about the connection.
Yeah.
They're connecting with you as opposed to just ignoring you.
Yeah.
And also it places value on what you've put into it.
Yeah.
And who knows further down the line, they may come back to you.
And it was really kind of her to take the time to call me. Yeah. And I actually sent her a message afterwards just saying, I actually really appreciate the fact that you picked up the phone because quite often I don't hear anything.
And I think not being in corporate, that's important to us individuals and indie businesses because it is just us and we are doing a lot of work. So we can't hide behind a team of people and blame somebody else. Yeah. So pass that feeling
and I've
on
got
to somebody
competitors, else. And I know that people shop around. I mean, why wouldn't you?
As they should.
Yeah, as they should. So
always come back to you though.
So that's not.
Yeah, that's
that's
tough.
Yeah, that can be quite frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, weirdly, I don't have many of those, but I do get annoyed when people ghost me. But that's mostly on my dating.
I haven't done that.
No, thank you. No, I don't think you have. You ghosted? I don't think you've ever ghosted me. No, in fact, I've probably I haven't ghosted you. So we did talk about this question before you came on, and I'm not sure that you have an answer, but I think we can probably find out something you could Google, but we won't discuss it. But what's the strangest? Is there a strange thing or a random thing, especially within LinkedIn?
Yeah,
there must be tons of stuff that you've Googled.
Yeah, because I was thinking, God, I couldn't think of anything on the way here, and I was thinking. Do you know, when I first started out, and there's loads and loads and loads of tools in tech, like on the social media platforms. There's loads of tools, and they've all got really weird names, like Buffer or I can't think of one.
They all like shortened and they remove the vowels. They always remove the vowels.
And the amount of times people have been talking about something, and I'm thinking, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Google it really quickly because there are just so many. And a lot of them are really useful, don't get me wrong, but they've all got quite odd names.
Really odd. Yeah. And it's funny because Rebecca was saying that, I think it was Rebecca. Yeah, she was talking about how people use a lot of abbreviations in what she does. I don't know why, but and one of them was behind the scenes, which I'd never heard of, BHS. Is that behind the scenes?
No,
BTS. Oh my God.
That's also the name of a band.
It is a name of a band, thank you.
Korean band.
I feel vindicated now because that's what I thought.
Hootsuite, there's all these cloud campaign.
Hootsuite?
Hootsuite. That's another scheduler. It's like a scheduling tool. So there's loads of them, literally loads of them, and there's loads that I don't know.
Get bamboozled by them all.
And people mention them, and I think I'm sure I'm supposed to know about that. Google it.
Discreet phone down the side. So, this is a weird one because I have been telling people that I stand outside in my bare feet, and I do sometimes. I promise. But so that's sort of what I do when I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I'll stand outside in my bare feet, looking a bit weird. So do you have a ritual that you sort of do either on a daily basis or a weekly basis, either to keep yourself, or a habit to keep yourself grounded when everything is, because, you're a mum, you're a wife, you're a business owner, you do a lot of networking, you have the Oxfordshire huddle, you're busy person. Yeah. So is there something you do? Is there something you watch? Is there something you engage with that keeps you sane?
I knew, as soon as I...
Because whatever it is, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, well...
Unless it's hot yoga, in which case I'm out.
I've never done hot yoga. Shall we go?
No.
No, I better get outside. I just get out. Like, for me, it's... Yeah, I can be at my desk and just think, oh my God, I don't know where to start. Yeah. Like, the to-do list can be that massive. And that's, like you say, that's not just work. That's like personal stuff. That's like the Tesco order. That's emailing one of my children's teachers. And the list can be overwhelming. And I just think, no, I just need to go for a walk. And obviously I don't take half a day off, but even just a 45-minute walk, I come back, I can honestly say
energized.
I just feel entirely different.
Yeah.
And on the walk, I'll have worked out in my head, right, I'll do this first, I'll do that first, I'll tick that off. And it, honestly, try it, it works. And, also because we're sedentary, we do a lot of stuff at our desk. You're probably way more active than I am. I can spend I can just be glued. Yeah. And it's really bad for you. Yeah. Like, I'm a massive advocate for health and wellness. Yeah. And so, a 45-minute walk also just takes me a little bit closer
45 minutes?
10,000 steps a day.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know, during COVID, I lowered my step count on my little health thing to 200, just because I was really pleased about going backwards and forwards to the toilet. But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think doing anything that involves a physical activity. Yeah. So I will sometimes, if I can, I'll go and do pottery. Yes. And it'll just, because it shuts down all the other senses. Yeah, you're just sort of concentrating on one thing. But have you not done meetings out and about? Is that you? Do you sometimes do meetings or walking?
I've done calls. So I've got, sometimes we'll do a call with people. Yeah. And if I know them well enough, I'll say, look, I'm going to walk and talk. Is that all right with you?
So you might hear a bit of,
The thing is, it makes your arm really ache if you're holding the phone. Is true. So it's a bit,
are you doing video?
My ear, so I have done video, but then I've also, I can just put my AirPods in and do a walk and talk. Yeah.
You need like a GoPro attached to like a helmet, so you can just not have to hold the phone.
Screen
really weird. So no, that is and we try to do that here in all fairness. We have a yard at the cluster. We try to sit outside when it's not raining. But we do have some undercover.
To get sunlight. I mean, I know there's none at the moment.
I think I saw a glimpse the other day.
Yes, there's nothing there. But I honestly encourage anybody to try that.
Fresh air.
Just fresh air, a walk. And if you can do a walk with someone else, then even better.
Yeah, awesome. We'll do one later on. So we do have some people listening, which is great. And I imagine some of them are looking to start up their own businesses. They might be solopreneurs. They might be sort of partnerships. They might be sort of working through what their product is and what their offering is. Yeah. So is there a piece of advice that you'd like to give to them to sort of help them leap into their business, or what would be the one thing you'd say to them to do if they're at the very early stages? They maybe don't have a name, they maybe know their product, they could be at various different stages, but is there a piece of advice, or is it just
Yes, I've got loads actually.
Bring it on.
Maybe this is a blog.
Or a podcast.
But it's, I'd say get your business established. So decide on, get your branding established. Yeah. That the amount of people that have come to me and they don't have any branding guidelines. And I'm like, actually go and establish that. Get that done first. Yeah. And then come, and have a website and then come back to me. They're the fundamental basics of setting up a business. Beyond that, and I actually gave this advice to somebody on a networking call this morning, was think about you've got to be visible. No one, your business has got to be discoverable. You've got to be found. And you can be as passionate about it as you want to be, but unless you're doing something to make your business visible,
no one knows.
Nobody knows about it. And the internet's an amazing place, but oh my god, you're not necessarily going to be found in Google search. No. So find the visibility tactic that works for you. Now, obviously, I'm a massive advocate of social media. Obviously, it can be used ethically. I think it can be a really positive place. I do know about all the downfalls, but I think if you're using it with knowledge and you're using it in a professional way, it's massively beneficial. But if you are in a position where you hate social media, and I've got a couple of people like this in my network at the moment, they just hate it. Yeah. I'm saying do it, but do it really sparingly then. And if it doesn't work, and so if that's not going to work for you, find the visibility tactic that
does work for you,
like podcasting or go out in person networking, but do it a lot. There's loads of things that you can do. If you like writing, blog, because that's going to help you turn up in search. So it's not all, don't feel that you're forced into social media or holes where you don't want to be, because ultimately you're not going to do it. And you do need to have a presence, but if it's not your thing, don't try and throw yourself into it and do more of it, because there's loads of people out there that say, well, you've got to do this,
Got
you've
to
got
do
to do
5
that,
posts a
you've
day,
got to
you've
do
got to-
5
yeah,
posts, you've
yeah,
got to post
yeah.
every day. Actually, for some people, that
That's
actually
it's impossible.
makes
Yeah,
them
yeah,
want
yeah.
to go and cry
Yeah.
and shut down their business. So actually, don't do that. If you do want to do it, find an expert to help you first, get some training. But if that's not your thing, then find your visibility tactic.
I think that's brilliant.
Your thing.
I think that's really good because I know a weird thing happened to me the other day. Somebody found the cluster through Reddit. I didn't even know it still existed.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
But it's
Yeah.
apparently getting bigger and bigger
Yes,
and bigger.
yes.
And I wasn't on there, and somebody had created a Google sheet of all the co-working and cafes and other places you could go and work. So I
In
just added a
Oxford?
comment. Yeah. So I just added a comment underneath. I don't even think I needed to sign up. And I said, oi, add us. They added us. 2 days later, somebody came and used the space because they saw it on the spreadsheet. So I think you can be visible anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really, and I think people always hone in on the top sort of 4 on social media. And there's so many other places you can be
there's
visible.
lots of other, and I think make sure that your brand presence is there.
Yeah.
And looks good and represents you and it's consistent. That's another thing. Don't look different in different places.
Yeah.
So have that, but then work out what things you're really gonna hone in
And try and
on.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't endure it. Just try
'Cause
and enjoy it. You won't do it.
You won't do it. And it's a bit like you on LinkedIn, Kev.
Yeah, I will enjoy it. No, do you know what? It's just I haven't got my head into it, and I will. I think maybe I'll just have a LinkedIn day. I might go away to Saint-Tropez and have a LinkedIn day. Then I'll have to do it.
I'm with you.
Yeah, okay, please. Yeah, you can do it. No. So we always end the podcast, I'm sorry it's coming to an end, with a random question. And I've been desperately trying to think what I could ask you.
What's
It
it
used to
gonna
be
be?
kebabs or going out, getting drunk, but that seems wholly inappropriate. So I'm going to ask you, if you could live without posting a video on LinkedIn, or this is a bit of a rubbish one, but I'm going with it, or writing a blog and posting. So you can only do one or the other forever.
Oh, writing. I do really like to write.
So you'd rather write than post
I'd rather
video?
write, yeah,
Okay.
I do. Because actually that's probably why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I like writing content. So for some people it's really hard and they struggle with it and they're not sure what to say. There's lots of different barriers to writing content. Whereas if, this afternoon upstairs, I'm going to write 2 weeks worth of content and I'll probably get it done in probably 45 minutes.
Okay, huge respect. Not if I'm bothering you, you won't. And is that for you or for your clients?
So that's actually for me. So I need to do some of my own stuff. Yeah. And
that's amazing.
So, yeah. And
And then you'll just schedule
quite
it.
natural. Yeah. And then I'll just schedule it. Yeah. Yeah. You see, that's how easy it can be.
Well, that's how it works, everyone. So is there anything that I've missed that you'd like to tell us about Socially Oxford or you or...
I don't know.
Or about
I
the
don't
Oxfordshire
think
huddle?
So I also, I know we talked about advice, didn't we? But I've probably missed a really important thing, and that is find small business friends. Like find people who are there to talk to, who champion you, who will support you, sit and cry with you, have a glass of wine with you, talk about the shit clients with, and know that it won't go any further. And just find those people because they will hold you up on your journey. And if you don't have them, it's quite lonely.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and I'm really pleased I met you. So maybe you're not so pleased.
I'll pay you later.
Thank you. Excuse me. So listen, thank you for coming on my podcast, on the ClusterCast.
You're very welcome.
And we will post about Socially Oxford. Well, I will post on LinkedIn about Socially Oxford and about this podcast. There'll be a video. We'll talk about what you do. We'll maybe do a little piece to camera for Instagram. I'm going to try. You're here now, so I kind of have to do it.
Okay, we have to do it.
Yeah. And we've got another episode coming up, hopefully next week. We're recording very shortly, and I'm trying to release every couple of weeks. Is that good? I think that's good. I'm still enjoying it.
It's very good.
Still enjoying it.
See, this is your thing.
Well, hopefully.
It is. But it is. You're very good at it.
But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Beth.
You're welcome.
And
Thank
have a
you
good
for
week.
having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to ClusterCast. If you've enjoyed today's dose of entrepreneurial honesty and mild chaos, do stick around for more. You can find the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, watch the episodes on our YouTube channel, or pop over to clusteroxford.co.uk for the full cluster experience.